Joan Collins is one of the most iconic figures in British and American television history, known for her glamour, wit, and unwavering dedication to her craft. Her life and career are a testament to resilience, reinvention, and an undying commitment to show business. Born into a world of entertainment, she would go on to dominate screens for over 6 decades. In this biography, we'll explore Joan Collins' rise to fame, her career highlights, her personal triumphs, and the challenges she faced along the way. Early life and beginnings. Joan Henrietta Collins was born on May 23, 1933, in Paddington, London, to a showbiz family. Her father, Joseph William Collins, was a successful talent agent, representing luminaries like Shirley Bassey in the Beatles, and her mother, Elsa Besant, was a dance teacher. Growing up in such an environment, Joan and her younger sister, Jackie Collins, who would later become a famous novelist, were both destined for creative careers. Joan was just 16 when she attended the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, RADA, one of the most prestigious acting schools in the world. Her talent was immediately recognized, and shortly after graduating, she was signed by the Rank Organization, one of the major British film studios of the time. Breakthrough and Hollywood stardom. Joan Collins made her film debut in 1951, in Lady Godiva Rides Again at the tender age of 17. Her early roles in British films such as The Woman's Angle and I Believe in You showcased her talent, but it was her portrayal of a delinquent teenager in I Believe in You, 1952, that started to draw attention to her. In the mid-1950s, Joan made the leap to Hollywood, where she signed with 20th Century Fox. Her exotic beauty and undeniable screen presence led to roles in films like The Girl in the Red Velvet Swing, 1955, and Land of the Pharaohs, 1955. She soon found herself acting alongside major stars such as Bette Davis and Paul Newman. Hollywood was enchanted by Joan Collins, and she was quickly becoming a household name. However, despite her success, she often found herself typecast in roles as a temptress or femme fatale, a label that would follow her for much of her career. The role of a lifetime, Dynasty. While Joan Collins had enjoyed success in both the UK and the US during the 1950s and 1960s, the role that would define her career came in 1981 when she was cast as Alexis Carrington on the hit American TV series Dynasty. At the time, Dynasty was struggling in the ratings, but with Joan's arrival as the scheming, glamorous ex-wife of Blake Carrington, the show skyrocketed in popularity. Alexis Carrington was everything Joan had been waiting for: glamorous, ruthless, and unapologetically bold. She dominated the screen with her luxurious outfits, biting dialogue, and constant plotting. The role transformed Joan Collins into a global superstar and cemented her place in pop culture history. She became synonymous with 1980s glamour, and Dynasty became a symbol of the excess and opulence of the era. Her performance earned her a Golden Globe Award in 1983, and her presence on the show was credited with keeping Dynasty in the top ranks of television ratings for much of the 1980s. Alexis Carrington remains one of the most iconic characters in TV history. Personal life and marriages. Joan Collins' personal life has been just as fascinating as her on-screen performances. She has been married 5 times, each marriage bringing its own set of challenges and public scrutiny. Her first marriage, to actor Maxwell Reid, was fraught with difficulties. Reid was much older than Joan, and their marriage was marred by tension and dissatisfaction. They divorced in 1956, after only 4 years together. Her second marriage, to actor and singer Anthony Newley, whom she married in 1963, was more fruitful in terms of family. The couple had 2 children, Tara and Sasha. However, their marriage also ended in divorce in 1970. Collins has since been candid about the struggles in their relationship, including Newley's affairs and difficulties that affected her emotionally. Her third marriage, to American businessman Ron Cass, produced her third child, Katiana, but unfortunately, that marriage too ended in divorce. Joan would go on to marry Swedish pop star Peter Holm in 1985, a marriage that lasted just 2 years. Holm's financial mismanagement and clashes with Joan's strong personality led to a highly publicized and bitter divorce. In 2002, Joan married her current husband, Percy Gibson, a theater company manager 32 years her junior. Despite the age difference, this marriage has been her longest and most stable. Joan often remarks that Percy is the love of her life, and their relationship seems to have brought her the peace and happiness that had eluded her in previous marriages. Reinvention and longevity. One of the defining characteristics of Joan Collins' career is her ability to reinvent herself. After Dynasty ended in 1989, she could have easily faded into the background, as many TV stars of the era did. But Joan refused to be pigeonholed. She continued to work in television, film, and theater, showing a remarkable range that went far beyond her role as Alexis Carrington. She appeared in numerous films, TV shows, and stage productions, and even took on writing, penning several memoirs and novels, including prime time and star quality. Her books were well received, showing that her talents extended beyond acting. Joan Collins also became a fashion icon. Her love for luxurious and extravagant fashion, both on and off screen, has made her a muse for designers around the world. Even in her 80s, Joan remains as glamorous as ever, frequently attending high-profile events and gracing the covers of magazines, challenges and criticism. While Joan Collins has enjoyed a successful career, she has also faced her share of challenges. Throughout her life, she has been criticized for her bold personality and, at times, difficult reputation. Stories from her time on Dynasty suggested that she could be demanding and tough to work with, though Collins herself has always maintained that she was simply a professional who knew what she wanted. Her personal life, particularly her multiple marriages, also attracted negative attention from tabloids. Critics often painted her as a woman who was too focused on wealth and status, but Joan has always fiercely defended her independence and her right to live life on her own terms. Joan has also been open about the difficulties she faced as a woman in Hollywood. In an industry that frequently prioritizes youth over experience, Joan had to fight to stay relevant as she aged. But through determination and a tireless work ethic, she managed to defy Hollywood's ageist standards and remained in demand well into her later years. Joan Collins' enduring influence and cultural impact. Joan Collins has done more than simply act. She has created a lasting cultural impact that transcends generations. Through her portrayal of Alexis Carrington on Dynasty, Joan redefined what it meant to be a strong, powerful woman on television. Alexis wasn't just a villain, she was a symbol of female empowerment in an era when women on TV were often relegated to secondary roles. She controlled her destiny, manipulated situations, and made no apologies for her ambition or desire for success. In this way, Joan's character became a feminist icon, even if Alexis was seen by many as ruthless. Her work on Dynasty and other projects has had a lasting influence on TV dramas, paving the way for future female-led shows where women are in charge of their own stories. Characters like Cookie Lyon from Empire and even the women of Desperate Housewives owe a debt to Joan's pioneering role as Alexis. The legacy of her character has inspired writers, directors, and actors alike to create more multidimensional female characters who are as complicated, flawed, and powerful as their male counterparts. Joan's influence also extends into the fashion world. Throughout the 1980s and beyond, her personal style, known for its opulence, bold colors, and extravagant accessories, set trends and created a visual standard for glamour. Even today, she is often cited by designers and stylists as a muse for high fashion. Joan understands that fashion is part of her brand and has always used her clothes to make a statement. Whether she is on the red carpet or simply attending a public event, she continues to embody a classic elegance that has remained consistent throughout her life. Resilience and aging gracefully in Hollywood. Hollywood can be unforgiving, particularly for actresses as they age. Many women in show business find themselves sidelined after a certain age, but Joan Collins defied those odds. She not only remained relevant well into her 80s and beyond, but she also did so with style and grace. One of the keys to Joan's longevity in Hollywood has been her ability to embrace reinvention. Rather than being defined solely by her role as Alexis, Joan took on new challenges in acting, writing, and even producing. She kept herself in the public eye by taking part in reality TV shows, talk show appearances, and continuing to perform in both the UK and the US. Whether playing a part in a period drama or delivering witty one-liners on a talk show, Joan's sharp intellect and sense of humor have always kept her in demand. Joan has also been vocal about issues surrounding aging, particularly for women. She frequently speaks out against the notion that beauty and talent fade with age, encouraging women to take control of their narratives. In interviews, Joan emphasizes the importance of self-confidence and determination, both of which have clearly played a central role in her long career. Despite her fame and success, Joan Collins has not shied away from the more challenging aspects of her life. She has spoken candidly about the pressure to look a certain way in Hollywood, the struggles of balancing career and family, and the trauma of being typecast early in her career. But through it all, she has remained resilient. Never allowing the industry or its critics to define her philanthropy and advocacy. Beyond her entertainment career, Joan Collins has used her platform to advocate for important causes. Over the years, she has been involved in numerous charitable activities, especially those related to healthcare, children's welfare, and cancer research. She has also supported organizations that provide care and assistance to victims of abuse, an issue she has addressed publicly in connection to her first marriage to Maxwell Reed, who she revealed had assaulted her early in their relationship. Joan's philanthropic efforts show a softer side to her public persona, one that cares deeply about the well-being of others. Despite the glamorous image she often projects, Joan has consistently demonstrated a commitment to giving back and using her fame to raise awareness for causes close to her heart. Joan Collins, a legacy sealed in history. Joan Collins' legacy is sealed not only by her impressive body of work but also by her place in the pantheon of great actresses who have managed to transcend the limits placed upon them. Her combination of beauty, wit, resilience, and immense talent has allowed her to thrive in an industry that is often unforgiving. Her status as an international icon remains untouchable, and her career continues to inspire and fascinate audiences worldwide. Her ability to navigate the highs and lows of show business, while remaining true to herself, is something that aspiring actors, especially women, can look up to. Joan's life is a shining example of how perseverance, self-belief, and a little bit of attitude can take you far. In conclusion, Joan Collins is far more than just a famous face or a television star. She is a symbol of glamour, strength, and longevity in a business that is constantly changing. She has stood the test of time, reinventing herself time and time again while remaining firmly in control of her career and her image. With a career that has spanned over 7 decades, she has firmly earned her place in the annals of entertainment history.